On this edition of Lexington Now, One Lexington awards grants to local nonprofits, 4th of July events, and summer programs at the library. Filling in for Neil Noah, I'm Tyler Rowlett. Welcome to Lexington Now for the week of June 24th, 2024. For the third year in a row, One Lexington awarded several grants to local nonprofit organizations who are actively working to stop violence in our community.
Today I'm joined by my One Lexington team, Director Divine Karama, Community Outreach Coordinator Larry Johnson, and Crisis Response Coordinator Kenneth Payne. We are also joined by Melissa Tibbs from Community Action Council and the founder and executive director of Operation Making a Change, Gio Gibson. And we want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Today we're here to announce that 15 grassroots organizations active in violence prevention and intervention are receiving grants from One Lexington. Representatives of several of these organizations are with us today, and we want to offer our thanks and congratulations to each one. We know that work to make our community safer is not something the city can do alone. We rely on our community partners. One Lexington works each and every day to keep our young people safe. The One Lexington Gun Violence Prevention Grant Program provides local nonprofit organizations with funding and resources to address gun violence among our youth and young adult population. Nonprofit organizations have been active in our community for decades, working to reduce gun violence among our young people. These organizations are involved in programming that is directly focused on our young people, including mentoring, art, coaching, education, wellness, counseling, and much, much more. Now, for the third year in a row, our government is providing 15 nonprofit organizations with funding so they can continue to uplift our young people. These organizations submitted applications for funding through the Community Action Council, which vetted each proposal. And I want to thank Sharon Price, who's here, Director at the Community Action Council. I also want to thank Melissa and everyone else who assisted in this effort.
We've seen, obviously 2022 was a rough year for our city. We reached an all-time high in shootings and homicides, but last year we saw a stiff decline, almost 50%, first time in almost 6 years that we saw below 100 shootings. And then this year, we've seen that progress continue. Now I think we're only at 6 homicides, almost halfway through the year. And that can be attributed, I believe, to this kind of cross-sector, all hands, all hearts on approach, or all hearts on deck approach. It's been truly great to watch. But as we transition as a city from being in crisis to consequential, right, to conscientious, how are we focusing on the long term, the root causes of gun violence, so that we're not back here 5, 10, 20 years from now? And so I say that to say that the recipients of this grant are going to look different now that we're not in the crisis that we were in 2 years ago. And that's a beautiful thing, because now we can see some of the innovative ideas that create opportunities for young people that will keep them out of the cycle of violence. And so it's been cool to see, the early grantees a couple years ago be organizations that were front lines focused on intervention once gun violence had already happened. But now, 2 years later, we're seeing more innovative programs where they're trying to get ahead of young people getting in that cycle.
I'm so grateful that One Lexington, we have worked to develop an ecosystem that can just branch across this community in this city to be helpful to the needs that are in this community. And I just want to say something I just thought about earlier today. I believe a community's ability to affect its people holistically must be found in its efforts to meet the variety of needs in the community. And these great recipients, some who you see standing behind me, share a common purpose but have diverse skill sets in doing so. So I truly believe that it takes a holistic mindset so that we can meet with diverse skill sets, meet the needs within our community. So as has already been mentioned, we have many different community organizations that have received the grants that are doing amazing work.
People always ask me, why I'm so motivated about the work that I do. Well, it all stems from my own personal experiences. So, I didn't always have the best upbringing and exposed to a lot of the things that we are combating against today. And so the work that you see that Operation Making a Change is doing stems from my own personal experiences. Now, Operation Making a Change is an initiative that is right here in Lexington, Kentucky, started with a lot of great partners here. So definitely want to thank all the partners that gave this organization an opportunity and a chance to be what it is today. What we do is we go into our public schools, Fayette County, and we work with our kids and build our relationships with them and educate and teach them the importance of being successful and staying success-minded in the right way. So we're building these relationships at an elementary age, and we get to see these kids go off to college. They return back home. They may seek a job with us. They can get letters of recommendations. Not only that, but we've also opened the door for kids that are going through the court system. So Operation Making a Change is also an alternative to incarceration because, going through, we can't lock all the problems up, number one. Number two, I think our kids just need people that care, and they just need a chance like somebody gave me.
The Lexington Public Library has a packed summer of events that the whole family will enjoy. Marketing Director Kate Boffman tells us more about the July summer programming opportunities.
My name is Kate Boffman. I'm the marketing manager for Lexington Public Library. We are here at the Tates Creek branch. We are about halfway through our summer programming, which is really hard to believe. It's been a really fast summer so far. And all summer long, we've had lots of fun events coming through. We had lots of fun at the beginning half of the summer with our kickoff parties. Lexington Children's Theater was here last week with a fun play. And we have even more action-packed events coming through the end of July. So in the beginning of July, we have life-size dinosaurs coming out to all 6 branches. It's going to be a big hit. We've already heard lots of grumblings. I am very excited for it. I think they're like 10 or 11 feet tall, huge dinosaurs, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then another crowd favorite, Jason Lindsay, our favorite scientist, is going to come by for a couple of days with the science of Pokemon, and then another day with the science of Star Wars. And then at the end of the summer, sort of our finale event, the Newport Aquarium Foundation is coming down, and they are bringing baby sharks, real life sharks, to all 6 branches. So each event is geared toward a specific age group that are specified on our website, but usually it's elementary, middle, high school kids that it's aimed towards, but really the parents enjoy it just as much as the kids do. Everything is totally free at the library. A few of the events do require registration. I know that the shark event will require registration, and it's first comes, first serve. But otherwise, everything is free and open to the public. So they'll be set up here in the library, and there will be some folks from Newport Aquarium doing some education about sharks. And 125 people will get to come by and actually see the little baby sharks in the library. Summer at the library predates me. Is probably older than me. In the last few years, it's been especially geared toward learning all sorts of different ways. So of course we encourage kids to read and engage with those important skills during the summer, but we also, as you probably picked up with the science theme, lots of STEM crafts and activities, different ways to keep people engaged and learning, both kids and adults, over the summer. So the dinosaurs, Jason Lindsay and his science programming, the sharks, will come to all 6 branches. So you can find all information about our summer events and summer programming at lexpublib.org/summer. It's pretty big. A summer, I like to say, is like our Christmas, Super Bowl. Summer is the biggest thing the library does every single year. We were really excited that our kickoff parties this year, we had almost 5,000 people come out to our kickoff parties, which was about 1,000 people more than came out last year, which makes us and our hearts so happy for people to come out. And the big events, of course, are, the libraries tend to be a little bit busier anyway during the summertime, just with people coming in and out with their kids, checking out books, going to story times. But our big events tend to be pretty popular. We're really excited again this year to be partnering with Fayette County Public Schools to be providing free lunch and snack for kids all summer long, Monday through Friday. So it's at Tate's Creek Branch, Northside, and Marksberry. The lunches are at slightly different times, so you can check our websites for the details there. But Monday through Friday, lunch and snack is available at those 3 branches. Also this year, we're excited to partner with Lextran, so kids can use their student success cards, which are their library cards. They can present it when they get on the bus, and the bus will take them to any library location for free. Now come on out to all of our fun events. We'd love to have you.
Keeping pets safe in hot weather after this.
Hello everyone, I'm Tiffany Brown, Equity and Implementation Officer in the Mayor's Office and Chair of the A Sense of Place Committee. I'm here today to talk about A Sense of Place, an initiative dedicated to preserving the history of Lexington's rural Black hamlets and celebrating those that remain active today. More than 20 historic Black hamlets have been identified in Fayette County. Most are located in rural areas. Our historic hamlets have been and are home to generations of lived experiences, traditions, and culture. Houses, churches, schools, grocery stores, agricultural enterprises, and lodge halls for community gatherings were found in many hamlets. A Sense of Place is a partnership between community members with direct connection to our hamlets and the city of Lexington. Its goal is to raise awareness about what the hamlets represent and to identify steps that are needed to take to preserve their history. The A Sense of Place committee includes local historian Yvonne Giles, local historian Calvin Graves, Executive Director of the Lexington History Museum Mandy Higgins, Cadentown resident Dr. Alvin Seals, Cadentown Baptist Church pastor Reverend Leon Slatter, and others. With support from members of the Cadentown community, A Sense of Place is currently raising funds for maintenance updates and programming of the Cadentown Rosenwald School and property located at 705 Caden Lane. In the early 2000s, members of the Cadentown community worked with the city to preserve the school. In the early 20th century, Rosenwald schools were found across the South, serving rural Black children and families during segregation. Many of the buildings have been destroyed. Lexington is proud that the Cadentown School still stands and wants to preserve the history and significance that so many of these schools have had in our hamlet communities. The funds will complete the restoration of the school and upgrade the historic cemetery and church building. The school will permanently house artifacts that tell the story of Lexington's hamlet. We hope you will join us.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Hot weather is on the way, and it's a great time to talk about keeping your pets safe from the dangers of high temperatures.
Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot.
As the temperature continues to rise, many people are doing more and more outside activities.
And like a lot of us, we like to spend our outdoor time with our pet. But we as humans take all kinds of precautions. Hat, sunglasses, sunscreen, a bottle of water. We sometimes forget about our four-legged friends like Max here, who are wearing a fur coat 24/7.
To get some tips on how to help your pet beat the heat, I stopped by the Shaybell Veterinary Hospital for some advice.
the time that we see the most heat strokes is now, and so you would think June, July, August, but when dogs aren't acclimated to the weather and the weather changes, that's when we start seeing heat strokes. So April, May, I typically see more than the hottest months, which is kind of surprising. And so make sure fresh water is available. Don't keep them out, if it's over 70 or 80, limited exposure. If you have a very active dog, kind of limit their activity in the heat of the day. Brachycephalic dogs, so dogs with squish nose, Bostons, pugs, boxers, they don't handle the heat well. And so I wouldn't take them to the dog park or running or any outdoor activity, and from 10 in the morning till 5 at night on hot days, because they just can't tolerate the heat. In the heat of the day, keeping them on the grass is better than the hot concrete. Some dogs shouldn't be walked in the heat of the day just because it burns their pads, and so definitely stay off the black asphalt. Sometimes concrete is not terribly as hot as black because it doesn't attract the heat, but grass is going to be better for sure. The big thing to watch for is excessive panting is kind of a first sign. So if they can't get comfortable and they're trying to lay down and kicking their feet out and panting a whole lot, they're restless because they're getting overheated. A lot of times their gums will be really pink and injected, and more so than normal. Extreme cases, you start seeing vomiting, diarrhea. A lot of times they can have blood pass in their stool. End stages or convulsions can even cause death. And so if you start noticing that, you need to cool your dog off pretty fast and get them to the vet.
And if your pet's like Joey here, who likes to take long summer drives with his head out the window, you gotta make a plan to make sure your pet spends no time in an unattended hot car.
The hot weather becomes crucial time for animal welfare. What you want to make sure you always have handy is extra water for your dogs and cats. If you keep your dogs and cats outside, you want to definitely have an area constructed where they have adequate shade. And it's essential in this time of season not to leave your dogs or cats locked in hot vehicles. A lot of people just want to spend as much time with their beloved pets as possible, so they want to take them on errands with them, which we totally understand. But sometimes you do need to leave your pets at home or with trusted friends and family, because they can overheat really quickly in vehicles, and it is something that we do respond to. So we can potentially go out if your dog is in your car unattended. If you absolutely have to take your dog or cat with you in the car, make sure you have visible food and water present for them. It's not uncommon for us to do a temperature reading inside of a car and it to be above 100 degrees. So it can be extremely hot in there. That's why animals can get into stress a lot hotter, and especially a lot of small breeds that have more breathing issues can get hotter and into stress a lot quicker. So it is something we see very common. So it is important to just leave your pets at home if you can, but if not, always have that food and water available. Every call that we respond to is situational. We do respond to every single complaint that we get, anything animal related, but especially when it's animal welfare concerns. And it just depends on a lot of different factors, how much history we have with that particular person, what condition their animal is, how bad of distress they're in. If it's something that can be fixed through education, we always want to do that. But if it's something that's beyond the point of education, then we do have every right on a cruelty case to issue a charge and seize the animal if we have to do that. But we prefer to work with the public and educate them to try to make sure that if it's a pet that they love, that they keep it home but in compliance. We rely 100% on the community to call us and tell us whenever they see an animal in distress, endangered, trapped, or possibly being abused. So please call us at 859-255-9033. That's where you'll get to our dispatcher, and we do have an animal control officer working 24/7. You can always visit our website for information, which is www.lfacc.org, or go on our Facebook page, but those are not for emergencies. If you have an emergency with an animal in distress, you should always call us.
With the 4th of July holiday coming up, Lexington has plenty of opportunities for you to celebrate Independence Day.
The 4th of July, I think, actually is our city's favorite holiday. From the patriotic concert and the Bluegrass 10,000 all the way to the parade, the fireworks, all the festivities that go on, it's going to be another great week of events this year. I first want to thank Ed Quinn very much. Ed is the R.J. Corman Railroad Group President and CEO, and I want to thank him for his continued support of our city. R.J. Corman makes it possible to have our 4th of July fireworks downtown. On July 4th, we will once again hear the oohs and the ahs as we light up the sky with the colorful fireworks from the R.J. Corman rail yard below us.
This event brings our community together. and to commemorate our nation's independence. And you know, at RJ Corman, we're very committed to fostering economic growth, innovation, and contributing to the vibrant communities that we live in, like Lexington and Central Kentucky. And I'm very pleased to also share some information or some news about our company's recent achievements, brag on us just a little bit. The Central Kentucky line right behind us is one of 19 railroads that we have, and all 19 were recognized by the American Short Line Railroad Association for their safe operations in a national award that they all won. So this accomplishment underscores, you know, the unwavering dedication of our employees to safety, to innovation, and to reliability. It's through their hard work and their diligence that we're able to reach such heights. I couldn't be prouder of the team. So with that in mind, I want to look forward to the 4th of July festivities, encourage everybody to be intentional about safety, and let's make some great memories on this Independence Day.
Lexington Parks and Recreation is excited to present another full week of events in celebration of our Independence Day. There will be something for everyone at this year's programs, which are carefully crafted and curated with musical talent, local food and drinks, activities, and of course, dazzling fireworks. We hope to see you and your family and friends at these events that are sure to add a spark to your week. We invite you to join us for, beginning on Monday, July 1st, free ice cream and live music at the Ice Cream Social downtown at Tandy Park Pavilion. On Tuesday, July 2nd, visit the Big Band and Jazz Series at Moondance Amphitheater for a sparkling ode to the 4th featuring Lexington Summer Concert Band, Big Band Boom. Next, the Patriotic Concert at Gratz Park and Transylvania University on Wednesday, July 3rd, features Lexington Philharmonic and Young at Heart Big Band. The main event, of course, is on Thursday, July 4th, kicking off the day with a run, walk, or jog at our Bluegrass 10,000 and 1 mile fun run, plus the parade at noon and festival and art market in the Courthouse Plaza immediately following. Our city's fireworks spectacular will illuminate the sky at the end of the day with a grand show at 10 p.m. that night from right here in the RJ Corman Yard. The final event this week is on Friday, July 5th at Moondance. Enjoy the sounds of T.D. Young at our 3rd annual Red, White, and Blues concert. And last but not least, though, I would like not only to thank my colleagues and coworkers at Lexington Parks and Recreation on the team that does work for months to plan and support this event on the day, but also all the other LFUCG divisions that put their time and effort into making the day a success. The festivities are made safe and fun by our partners at police, fire, EMS, traffic, streets and roads, waste management, the mayor's office. Thank you all so much for your dedication to our community to make this day great for all of us in Lexington. For more information and to plan your fun week with us, visit lexingtonky.gov/4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everyone, and I can't wait to see you.
We have a full week of live meetings this week on Lex TV and streaming online. And remember, you can also find the most accurate and up-to-date information on non-televised city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now. As always, you can keep up with us on social media, check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRegs, or check out our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Tyler Rowlett, and that's it. We'll see you next week.